Good morning. Happy Thursday. So here's the deal. So doing another Facebook Live video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Mitchell. I own StrongSide. Come get hashtag trained by StrongSide. But so there's that. I make these videos 100% feeded off what I'm hearing in the field, like from what you guys want. So the more topics that you guys have, send them on over to me, and we'll get you rolling, and we'll get you set up with answering all your questions, whether we do another FAQ session or whatever. But boom. So I know today's not even Friday, and we're keeping the grind rolling, but today is Thursday. We'll get rolling with that. But okay. So I want to talk about body care. That's a big thing that I get a lot of questions on. And even if I don't get questions on it, people are like accidentally asking questions, meaning that they don't even know that this is the topic that they're asking the question on, but you're asking questions on body care, right? So body care in this sense of what we're talking about is taking care of your body with training or with exercise. I guess you could say that body care might be somewhat of like, eating well and stuff like that. That's definitely taking care of your body. But I'm specifically talking about warming up, cooling down, treating your body the way that it needs to be treated, and why. The big encompassing why of why we want to take care of your body and why you want appropriate body care and why we're going to spend some time going over what that looks like is because I don't want you to feel like crap. I want you to feel good. I don't want the exercise to limit your daily life or inhibit your ability to do the things that you want outside of here. One of the big things that we talk about a lot is that what you're doing in the gym should acquire fitness. And it should acquire enough fitness for you to be able to go express it outside. So if you want to come in here and you want to deadlift and you want to squat and you want to row and you want to do whatever, totally cool. Absolutely. And then what that acquires you is the ability that if you want to go hike Kennesaw Mountain or Stone Mountain, it's not a big deal. It's not a workout for you. You can just go do it and it's no big deal. Picking up your kids or your grandkids off the ground to play with them isn't a physical task. It's something that you can just do. Standing up from a chair, bending over to tie your shoes, going and signing up for a fun run or a 10K, none of those are training activities for you because all of your training in here acquired enough fitness for you to be able to go express it and have fun with it. So that's really the goal. But what we don't want is you to be beating up your body so bad that you can't do that stuff because you're physically held back from everything that you do, all right? Which can happen, and we'll talk about why. So I'm gonna talk about body care. Here's the 3 things that people typically run into when they wanna know more about body care. They wanna understand, why should I warm up, why should I cool down, why do I feel horrible? I know that I'm working out really hard, but my body is so beat up because of it. So let's look at that. Number 1 is a lot of people go 0 to hero. And what I mean by that is not necessarily the training program. It's not like the training program is too intense. Let's look at most people. So most training programs deal with GPP or general physical preparedness, getting people ready to just be fit at any time, all right? So you don't want to look at it and say, is the exercise program too intense, whether that's Insanity, CrossFit, Bootcamp, P90X, whatever. Don't necessarily look at it like that. But what most people do, most people go through 6 stages of change before they join a gym, all right? So I might not be talking about you just yet because you might already be a member and you're good to go and you've overcome all those. But a lot of it is like pre-contemplation and denial and self-actualization and stuff. And you're going through these 6 stages of change to get there. And most people are going from 0. So most people that start working out are going from nothing. They've never exercised before in their life. They're going from a sedentary job. They're going from literally nothing. Like walking up a flight of stairs is difficult for them. Totally fine though. I'm proud of you for getting in the gym and doing work to want to get better. But most people do this, and then when they go to hero, what that is to them is something that they saw, whether that is something on YouTube, maybe they watched the CrossFit Games, they saw a motivational story about P90X or Insanity, whatever, and they said, that's what I want to do. I saw Rich Froning with his shirt off climbing the rope, and he won the CrossFit Games. I saw that before and after story on Insanity, whatever. I want to do that. You should, absolutely, more power to you. Again, rock on. But it's no activity to a bunch of activity, which doesn't mean that you shouldn't do that. I'm going to talk about how you address it in a second. But that's usually reason 1 why people go from I actually kind of felt better when I didn't work out to I work out and I feel pretty beat up. All right, so just remember that. I'm not saying that the program is too intense. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying that's one. Number two is they go from no intensity to intensity. So some people can already be working out and they want to get to the next level in their exercise program. They try a different variation of exercise or a different exercise model. And usually the one that they're doing yields no intensity and they want to go to one that is intense. For example, a lot of people that we get that join here, they might already be working out somewhere, but I ask them what they do. They're like, I go to the gym, I'll lift some weights, I might do like back and buys one day and the next day maybe I'll get on the elliptical or, whatever. I just kind of like walk for a little bit. But that's fine. Most people don't even know how to train. That's totally fine. That's my job. That's not your job. Got it. But they're at no intensity. And then what they do is they spend a while going, I want to do this and I want to take a break. And then I want to go do this and then I want to take a break. And there's no intensity. So then they go participate in a program with intensity, whether that's training a strong side and doing all these WODs or doing some barbell conditioning, whatever, or go run 400 meters on the 3 minutes 10 times. Whatever. They put intensity with their training. Holy bananas, that got really hard really quick. So we went from no intensity to intensity. So this is somebody that's going from no workout to lots of workout, no intensity to intensity. The sum of it all really is that people are pushing themselves. People are now starting to push themselves with exercise, which is relatively new. We've talked about that a good bit, that it's relatively new for people to push themselves with exercise. People have been pushing themselves for years in sport. People have been pushing themselves for an extended period of time in things that they want to get better at. But it hasn't really been until like the past 10 years or so, globally, so only in the past couple of years like America and stuff, that people are really seeing exercise as a sport. Exercise is something they need to push themselves at, not only sport. Like football and stuff is the things that they need to push themselves at. People are starting to realize they can push themselves in exercise, and that exercise can be like a sport. So, okay, that's fine. So that's kind of how body care happens. So we go from no exercise to exercise. We go from no intensity to intensity if you're already exercising. And basically it just means that you're starting to push yourself, okay? Then the question of body care comes into play. How am I supposed to take care of my body? What am I supposed to do? Why is this really hard? Remember, the sum of it is that you're pushing yourself. Intensity, effort, and ability increase. So what happens is the amount of intensity that you're giving, so how much work you're doing, is going up. The effort you're able to give, meaning that you're not held back by shortness of breath or anything, you're actually starting to get better, goes up. And your ability level, I'm underlining this because your ability level goes up. The more that you train, so a newbie, somebody who starts, like let's say somebody starts on strong side on a Groupon and they've never done anything before. The first year is going to be great. Their first 30 days, no big deal. They're probably going to be able to get an extensive amount of work done and not really feel beat up from it, because what they're able to do, their ability, is still kind of low relative to what they could perform at. All right. Then what happens is we get people to get a year in, 2 years in, 3 years in, or even like 6 months in, whatever. But their ability starts to go up. So meaning that they could only squat the barbell. Now they're squatting their body weight. Now they're squatting 1.5 times body weight and running a 6-minute mile. Now they're squatting 1.5 times body weight, running a 6-minute mile. They could never do a pull-up before. Now they're doing 10. They're starting to do workouts with 50 kipping pull-ups with these huge extensions on their shoulders and these really fast 100 unbroken double unders. They're rowing the hardest they've ever rowed. Their ability, effort, and intensity are going up because they're getting better. They're getting fitter. What's happening is you're now participating in an exercise program that allows you to measure your progress and your performance. And that's pretty big, because these programs up here with no intensity don't allow you to measure anything other than maybe I pulled the pin out on the weight machine and stuck it in 5 pounds heavier. And that attracts you to doing better than you've ever done before. It attracts you to, I want to perform better than I did yesterday. It makes you challenge yourself to make you better, so you can give more intensity, effort, which drives your ability level to go higher. You can do things that you've never done before. And that's pretty cool when you go from no pull-ups to 10 pull-ups, when you go from 10 pull-ups to 5 chest to bar, when you go from 5 chest to bar to 1 muscle up. Those are pretty impressive things to get better at. When you go from standing up from a chair was hard for me, and now I'm squatting 200 pounds. That's pretty impressive. So it should go up, because when your ability level goes up, your performance goes up. And when your performance goes up, you start doing or looking the way you want to look and feeling the way you want to feel. Before I move into bullet point number 2 here, it's kind of like running a 5K. It's like, and I use running a lot because most people have run a 5K or something like that before. So if your ability level increases in the 5K run, well, other things are going to change on how you need to treat your body. So if you sign up for a 5K to go run the 5K and your goal is to do it in under an hour, that's not bad. You should definitely challenge yourself to do that. That's great. Go do it. But that's a completely different ratio than somebody who wants to run a 5K in 15 to 18 minutes and possibly win it, right? So what that looks like is when you start exercising, when you put intensity with it, when you increase your intensity, effort, and ability, you're going to get better. And with better is more stress and effort on your body. Why do you want to do that? Because that's where all your success is at. That's why you want it. That's why you want to work hard for it, because that's where the success is. Success in your training isn't 10, take a break. 10, take a break. Let me send a text message. Hang on. There's no success there. You want success in your intensity and your effort and your ability level. So here's what happens. Intensity, effort, and ability level go up. People push themselves to get better because that's what you want. You want that goal. You're driven. You're a driven bad mamma jamma. You want it. But the body care stays the same. So what happens is somebody comes in on their Groupon or they first start training or something like that, and we hammer it from the beginning. But even just people who start training just in general, they come in and they work out, they do a very modified version of it, and they leave and they feel great, okay? But you can't treat 10 push press the same as you treat 100 kipping pull-ups and expect that to feel as good on your shoulder. So as your intensity, effort, and ability level go up, body care stays the same, meaning people don't really do anything. They get better, but they don't do anything to address the stress that they're putting on their body. So you feel crappy and your injury rate goes up. So if you're doing better and not taking care of your body more, you're going to get hurt. It's kind of like that 5K example that we talked about. So if you are getting better at running 5Ks and you're able to push your body to win a 5K, that is significantly more stress than somebody who wants to run the 5K in under an hour. The person who wants to run the 5K under an hour, whether they're fit, unfit, doesn't matter, but they probably didn't put enough significant stress on their body where I would be worried if they didn't spend 20 minutes cooling down their hamstrings. Because if you're wanting to run 3 miles under an hour, so that's 3 miles an hour, you're probably just wanting some baseline conditioning, which is fine. But I'm also not going to freak out if you don't spend 20 minutes stretching your calves. Versus, I want to run 5-minute miles, which is insane, for 3 miles. And then at the end of it, I'm going to go sit in my car and I'm done. Like that is significant stress. So what happens? Intensity, effort, and ability go up. Somebody gets their first pull-up, Fran, RX, boom. Somebody squats 300 pounds at a body weight of 175 pounds. Somebody does Grace, 30 clean and jerks for time in under 2 minutes, whatever. And they do nothing to address the body care. They're performing better. They are killing it. I'm like, what? You just did 50 box jumps in 90 seconds, whatever, I don't know. But they don't do anything to their body. Workout's done, they sit around and talk to their friends. They don't mobilize or anything. They go sit in their car as soon as they're done. And they don't do anything to address the performance that's happening to their body. You're going to feel pretty crappy because you're going to do an extensive amount of work, but you're going to do nothing to take care of yourself. You're going to feel pretty horrible about it. And then your injury rate can increase because you're just tightening your muscles, you're seizing them up, you're going cold, you're going 0 to hero, you're putting intensity behind your training, but you're not doing anything to address the cool down and the training from it. And what happens is you're going to get really frustrated because all your results are right there. They're right there. And everything you want is on the other side of that intensity and that success and performing well in the workout. But you're going to be held back because your shoulders are feeling a little tight because we did 50 kipping pull-ups, and then when you were done, we just kind of hung out, sat on the couch for a little bit, whatever, and didn't take the 5 minutes to cool down the shoulders. Because it's not like the time wasn't there. The time was there. It's how we did what we did with it. So there's that. Okay, that's how it works. Now, what should it look like for a warm-up and cool down? All right. So a warm-up. All right. So we probably got like 3 or 4 minutes left, and I'll go through this. This was a big chunk of change here. All right, so a warm-up. First off, we write a warm-up up for you to do every day, and it changes every day relative to whatever the workout is. All right? So a warm-up should take 8 to 12 minutes on average. It take 45 minutes to warm up. I don't care. But it should take about 8 to 12 minutes. A warm-up is not walking on the treadmill at a very slow pace for 3 or 4 minutes and then go work out really hard. No, that's just walking to injury is what that is. So 8 to 12 minutes. The first thing you want to do is warm up your neuromuscular system, your brain, talking to your neurons and your muscles or your motor neuron patterns, and you want to warm that up, whether that's an agility ladder, some type of movement that you have to think about, even if it's just something as simple as 10 circles to the left, 10 circles to the right. To warm up your wrists, maybe you're going over the head a lot. Maybe you're circling in 5 times, circling out 5 times, warming up for snatches. We want to get your brain thinking. A lot of the general warm-ups that we do before class, the first thing we're doing is challenging your neuromuscular system, whether that's skipping back and forth or whatever, warming that up. Because if your brain can't talk to your muscles, we're already shot. So you want to warm that up first, some type of thinking-based exercise, agility ladder, dynamic movement, stuff like that. The next one is blood flow to warm up your tendons and ligaments. So after you warm up that neuromuscular system, after you maybe do the agility ladder for a little bit, you do some side shuffles, maybe you do some karaoke, some jumping jacks, whatever. Brain talking to muscles, motor recruitment pattern talking to the hundreds of muscles you have in your body. Then you go get the blood flowing. This is when you get on a bike, you get on a rower. You want to put some intensity behind it, maybe do some short intervals or just a quick 2-minute, 500 meters or something like that, and you just blow it up real quick and you get the blood flowing. This is going to send blood through your body and circulate everything so your tendons and ligaments actually become stronger. Tendons and ligaments tear because there's lack of blood flow. There's not a whole lot of blood flowing through your tendons and ligaments. There's more blood flowing through your muscles. So the more blood that flows through your tendons and ligaments, the stronger they're going to be. The better you're going to feel when you do things like squatting, pressing, burpees, jump rope, pull-ups, whatever. All right. Then you want to go into your dynamic movement. So this doesn't take very long. 8 to 12 minutes. All right. I did what? 2 minutes here, and then I did like 3-4 minutes here. I'm at like 5 minutes or so. Dynamic movement might be like Frankenstein's, butt kicks, really, really quick movements. Dynamic stretching might be where we've touched behind your heels, stand up, touch the ceiling real quick, and I'm moving really, really fast and becoming dynamic with my movement, whether that's scorpions where you lay on your stomach and we bring the heel to the foot like we've done before, stuff like that. Then finally, after you do this, so it was only 8 to 12 minutes, I warmed up my neuromuscular system, I got a bunch of blood flowing, I did some fast-paced dynamic movements. Then I go into my movement prep. And this is what a lot of our pre-warm-ups are exercises specifically to the big exercises we're about to do. So for example, if I'm about to do snatches, part A of my strength training today is snatches. Okay, well what are snatches? It's a lot of shoulder girdle work, it's a lot of hip work. Maybe I'm gonna go to something like band pull-aparts, band rows, band good mornings, kettlebell swings. I'm gonna put the slingshot on. I'm gonna start doing some lateral steps. I'm gonna open my glutes and my hamstrings. And that is specific movement prep to address the exercises. So I'm doing warm-up exercises based on what I'm doing for that day. For example, rowing is great. Rowing is awesome. But if I didn't do any movement prep and I rowed 1,000 meters and then I tried to squat, I am not warmed up to squat at all. I just got some blood flowing and I pulled really hard. My hips aren't warm, nothing's warm, but what's my expectation? My expectation is a double body weight back squat. So I'm not taking care of my body enough to feel good about the training I'm doing. Okay, so that's what your warm-up looks like. 8 to 12 minutes. Your cool down, I forgot to write it, but should be 8 to 12 minutes as well, on average. So plan for 90 minutes at the gym, all right? And give yourself an hour and a half a day, and you're gonna be in the best shape of your life. That's how it works. All right, cool down, 8 to 12 minutes. The first thing you wanna do is blood flow. What creates a lot of soreness is deoxygenated blood, or blood without oxygen, and it sits in the bellies of your muscles. That's what compression clothes do. They squeeze the blood so it pumps it and recirculates it more and stuff, but it's blood without oxygen creates the lactic acid soreness. So what'll happen is, let's say like today's workout has a bunch of deadlifts in it and stuff, and it has you pulling a lot with the back of your body. Okay, the first thing you want to do is recirculate all the blood that you just put in the back of your body from all these deadlifts. Go get on the rower. Go row 750, 1,000 meters, something like that, and just circulate the blood. Circulate the blood. Pump that deoxygenated blood out of your muscles and get the reoxygenated blood in your muscles so it circulates out. Get the junk out, so the old blood, and recirculate the groceries in, so the new good blood. Junk out, groceries in. Boom, like that? All right, so then you want to foam roll. Foam roll is probably going to be your best friend. Long story short, on foam rolling, it's going to stimulate a lot of healing signals to your muscles. It's going to help a lot with recovery. It's going to help trigger point some stuff and get that junk out of there even more. But after you get on that rower, just using deadlifts for an example, this is when you foam roll. Hamstrings, glutes, thoracic spine, lats, whatever is kind of bugging you. And then stretch and work on your mobility work. Stretching can be holding in that pike position for 2 or 3 minutes. It can be those long static stretches, whatever. And then your mobility work might be getting into your shoulders with some bands or hip stretches with the bands, your more aggressive pinpointed areas. You're only spending like 3 minutes on each of these. That's not a big deal. So 9 minutes. And I want you to think of this as how long, like when you kind of waste time after the workout. I'm not talking to anybody like specifically. I mean, I can even get guilty of this sometimes, but look at the time that you have in the gym and where you might waste time. And it's like the workout's over and I go send 5 text messages on my phone or send my emails. You can give yourself 9 minutes for a better quality of life because you can't take those emails with you when you die. So, I mean, you don't want to waste all this over this. So you can find 9 to 12 minutes after the workout. I promise you. And it's okay. But 8 to 12 minutes before the workout, 8 to 12 minutes after the workout. Body care equals better results. I know you want to work hard in the gym. I want you to work hard in the gym. It would be amazing if we could perform better. But you're going to be inhibiting your performance with lack of body care. All right? Love your body. All right, so that's it. All right, you got any questions? Let me know. Groupon link is in the description of this video. Happy Thursday. Let's get to work. Oh, we're doing some cool dumbbell stuff today to get ready for the Open. I'm really excited about that. Woo!